In 1942, the Germans built on the accumulated principles of modern rocketry to create the world-famous V-2 rocket. The V-2 missile was the engineering realization of the technological vision of the pioneers of cosmonautics and gave rocketry research a benchmark. The first modern launch vehicle in the history of mankind was successfully launched by the Soviet Union in October 1957, putting the world's first artificial satellite into space. The name of this satellite was Satellite 1. In 1958, Chairman Mao Zedong said, "We aim to develop artificial satellites." In the process of researching rockets, the development conditions were miserable, and even one of the test equipment was installed in a small patio partitioned off from a toilet in the unit, with an area of only 5 square meters. At that time, there was only one electronic computer in China. They can only use electric and hand-cranked computer calculations, usually in a ballistic calculations. Calculating paper yards are almost as high as people, and also 24 hours a day manual calculations, almost more than 40 days to finish calculations. In 1958, the Soviet Union withdrew all of its technical experts, and China began to develop its own launch vehicle under complete independence. Rocket engine test requires explosion-proof, fire-proof, poison, which requires money and time. The development of launch vehicles do not have the time and money, so the Japanese left a bunker converted into a test bed. There is no fuel pressurization equipment, with a bicycle pump to pump up the air pressure. Communication by roar, antenna determination, basically rely on people holding the antenna. The so-called command post is only 100 meters away from the launcher, and is based on sandbags. Once the accident, it will cause death. On February 19, 1960, China's first completely independent design and manufacture of the T-7M liquid-sounding rockets from the old port town of Shanghai launched, took the first step in China's sounding rocket technology solid. The Long March series of carrier rockets is China's self-developed space launch vehicle. China's satellites were built from scratch, and its rockets were built from nothing, not even a single drawing. While the technology of sounding rockets was being upgraded, China's missiles and atomic bombs were launched successfully, which gave the Chinese astronauts the inspiration to study launch vehicles, combining sounding rockets and missile technology. On April 24, 1970, the first launch of the Dongfang 1 satellite by a Long March 1 carrier rocket was successful. After that, China's rocket models became more and more systematic and have become a great historical component of human spaceflight history that cannot be ignored.